Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie Vivi and thank you all so very much for being here. Today's video is a super duper exciting one. I'm going to be doing a super in-depth and super honest review on the brand new Loveshackfancy Mini Forever in Love and Mini Endless Dreams Eau de Parfum gift set. This baby right here. I'll be doing close-up shots and an unboxing, the price and where to buy it, the pros and cons, and overall if I would recommend this product to you or not. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so first of all, I'm going to start off with close-up shots and an ASMR unboxing of this little gift set. Alrighty guys, so now I'm just going to go over the description of this product. First, I'm going to read you what's on the back of the box, and then I'm going to read you what's on the Sephora website. So on the back of the box, it just says, a miniature perfume collection of our most loved fragrances. Forever in Love, which is the pink one. It's your first love, pretty in pink, let's add a bow. The love notes are green pear, gardenia, and cedarwood. And then we have Endless Dreams, which is the purple one here. And it just says, a love that blooms in nature, delicious and wild. The love notes are strawberry, jasmine, and vanilla. And then it just has the same thing in French and the ingredients. And it does state that it is made in the USA, which I think explains a little bit more on why it's kind of expensive. Alrighty guys, so now I'm just going to read you the full description as per the Sephora website. So it just says, discover your new signature perfume with the must-have mini replica duo of Forever in Love and Endless Dreams. Forever in Love is the ultimate fruity floral, a swoon-worthy perfume with green pear and gardenia. Endless Dreams is a warm, overflowing floral garden with strawberry, jasmine, and Tahitian vanilla. About the bottle. Everything is better with a bow. Agreed. This adorably mini Loveshackfancy perfume bottle references founder Rebecca Hessel-Cohen's lifelong love of bows and ribbons with a detachable bow you can wear in your hair. I thought that was a really cute touch. The hot pink and green blooming heirloom print and the happy thoughts prints are signature designs chosen from over 2,000 in the Loveshackfancy print and lace library. The bottles themselves are softly curved, antique-inspired vessels accompanied by a precious dabber to apply perfume whenever you want. This set contains 0.24 ounces / 7 milliliters of Forever in Love Eau de Parfum with green pear and gardenia, and a 0.24 ounce 7 milliliter Endless Dreams Eau de Parfum with strawberry and vanilla. Alrighty guys, so now I'm just going to go over the price and where to buy this product. So you can get this cute little set on the Loveshackfancy website. I happen to get mine on the Sephora Canada website. I have actually yet to see it turn up in the physical Sephora stores. You guys can let me know if you've seen it where you live, but I've been looking around everywhere to see it in person before I ordered it online, just to get a feel for the scale and how big it feels in my hands in real life, but I honestly couldn't find it anywhere, and I visited like probably at least 6 different Sephoras in the past couple months that it's been out, or weeks, however long it's been. But yeah, so it regularly retails for about $54 Canadian. However, I got it recently during the VIB Sephora sale, so I got it for 15% off, which came to about $45 Canadian before tax. I wanted to try this for a while now. Since it first came out, I was like, that's literally exactly what I've been looking for, because I personally am very picky when it comes to scents. So I'm a huge fan of like when they come out with these cute little mini versions, because first of all, typically it comes with more than one, as in this case it comes with 2 different ones, so you can compare and contrast which one you like, and also in case you don't like them and like let's say you miss the return period or what have you, then they're really great to give out as gifts, stocking stuffers, and also because it's such a small size, you don't have to commit to the scent. Let's say you don't love it, it'll be, you know, used up soon because it's such a small amount. And then if I find I like the scent, I will typically go out and buy the full size. So I've been aware of the Loveshackfancy like regular size perfumes for ages now. I mean, especially in the super girly and coquette community. Every girl has this perfume at this point, and obviously I follow a lot of those kind of like accounts and that type of fashion aesthetic. So I just see it bombarded in my feed all the time, that it's like subliminally telling me to get it too. But I know that I'm not crazy about floral scents. I have tried them on in the store, like on the little testers and stuff. And I just wasn't sure if I wanted to commit to the full bottle, especially because the full bottle is like, I think $175 Canadian or something like that. So with tax, it's almost $200 for something that I know I just don't really like the scent. So I always told myself if they come out with like a mini gift version, then I'll buy it. And then they did. So I was so excited. But of course I waited like months and months or however long it was until the VIB sale to get that 15% off, and I'm so glad I did. Alrighty guys, so now let's get into the pros and cons of this gift set. So obviously this goes without saying, and I feel like this is such a common theme on my channel because I am an artist, so I'm a super visual person, but I'm not gonna lie you guys, I obviously bought this for the packaging. And I don't just mean like the box itself, but I mean how the actual perfume bottles look too. Just everything about it. This is actually my very first Loveshackfancy product. As a coquette girly, I've always loved Loveshackfancy, like even before coquette was trending. I've always followed them and just love the way all of their products look, but they're very expensive. So I'm so excited to finally have something Loveshackfancy. And yeah, I just love the floral choice that they chose for the bows. And I love that despite the fact that they're supposed to be like almost exact replicas of the regular size ones, I do like that there was a lot of thought put into the mini versions, as in the design of the bottle itself, how it has like the mini flower on it, and then instead of a plastic bow, it's just like a hair tie bow. And also that it's just like one large flower motif instead of like a continuous pattern all over it like the larger size. I actually like that subtle difference because first of all, it makes it so that if you do have the large size, it's worth collecting the mini one because the packaging is totally different in a way. And it just, from an artistic standpoint, I do think that if they were to do like an all over print on the entire bottle, like with the large size, it would just look really blurry and weird because it's so small. So I kind of understand why and agree with the fact that they chose to do like just the one little blossom there. And then the fact that the bows are actually hair ties, that's such a cute little touch. So I like that love and thought definitely went into this release, rather than just like making a literal mini like Polly Pocket version of the larger size. And yeah, just like the fact that, you know, it's not an overall floral print, it's just like one flower on each side. I think that's a nice touch. And yeah, the little hair tie thing is super duper cute. Obviously it's a tiny, super tight hair tie. But I mean, you could even use it as like a ring if you wanted to. Like, I just think that's really cute. It's a nice little addition and attention to detail that I like. I do also like that despite the fact that the bottle is not the same in terms of design, it is the same in terms of like the shape of the bottle and also the material and the quality of glass. So I've gone to the store and touched the real like regular size one so many times. Pretty much every time I go to Sephora, I have to touch it. And yes, I've touched it enough to realize that I think even with this small size, they didn't scrimp out on the quality of the glass, which I really pay attention to. As someone who kind of is getting into collecting mini perfumes, I do notice that whenever they translate it into a mini size, they almost always scrimp out on the quality of the glass. Like they really cheapen out when it comes to that, but it doesn't feel like they did in this case. And the letters feel raised, and yeah, I don't know, it just feels pretty expensive considering it's a mini perfume. And the cap, I would say, is probably plastic, but I don't know. it feels pretty substantial and nice. Another pro, as I've mentioned earlier, is that the mini size is a great way to test out both of these scents at once. And I think you can kind of just like wear them, you know, throughout a couple of weeks or months, however long these last. And then you can kind of make your decision on which one you want to get. Now, obviously, if you are super fortunate, you can afford to get them all. But because each one is almost $200, not all of us are that fortunate, unfortunately, so I would like to just like try them all, the mini sizes, and then commit to the one I like the best. And yeah, this is a good way to do that. Another huge pro is that despite the mini size, these actually go a super long way. So I tried this one 2 days ago and I just like kind of dabbed it onto my wrists. It does say on the website that you should like put it in the crooks of your arm and in your like knee pits so that it lasts longer. And it does advise to not like rub it too much because that would get rid of the scent. But that's just how I've always applied perfume. I like to just like, you know, spritz it, or in this case, pour it into my wrist and then just pat it gently. But yeah, this one lasted like all day, and then I tried this one yesterday and it lasted all day as well, even just doing that tiny droplet. So a little goes a long way with these, so you can tell that the actual quality of the perfume itself is very, very high quality and long lasting. And yeah, alrighty guys, so now I'm going to get into the cons of this perfume set. So the first one is that the quality of this box is very cheap leaning. Now I know I've gone on and on about the beautiful packaging, and of course it is beautiful in terms of like the prints that were selected and the gold foiling and stuff, but generally speaking it does feel very like just kind of like something that would be in the cash wrap section of Sephora and just something that's very like, it doesn't feel that luxurious. I feel like I would have liked if it was like a little bit more high quality and like maybe not a shadow box style. Something about it just feels very flimsy and cheap. Obviously more of the price in terms of the packaging went towards the bottles themselves. When you feel them in person, you'll know what I mean. They feel more substantial and worth it. And yeah, this box, while being a cute print, it just feels very cheap and flimsy, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'll say even when it came in the mail and I saw it for the first time in person, I was like, oh, this feels cheap. And it looks really, really small. I thought it'd be at least like this big, so it is super duper tiny in person. Another con, I would say, I feel like all the pros are also kind of cons. Sorry guys if I'm like contradicting myself, but I do feel like the little cute hair tie bow thing is cute and all, but it does make it so that it's hard to open the thing without having to take off the bow first. So you kind of always have to take off the bow first to be able to open up the cap without spilling any of the product onto the bow, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, it just kind of gets in the way and is a little bit finicky a little bit. But I mean, it's just so cute. Speaking of how easy it is to open this bottle, another con, and this goes with most mini perfumes, is the fact that, yeah, you kind of have to be very careful. See, I don't know if you guys caught that, but a little bit dripped out. When you open it, you have to like hold it really tight because it's just like a loose opening and it's not like a spray bottle. When you pour it out, you could accidentally pour out way more than you would like. And because this stuff is really strong, it's just, you got to be really light-handed and careful with it, which I don't love. I always feel like a little bit of anxiety when I open this. So yeah, that goes for like almost every mini perfume. I think it's hard for them to like make a spritzer that's this tiny. So that's why whenever it's a mini perfume, it's always the pouring out style. But yeah, another huge con for me, and this one kind of I've already mentioned before, but I was already aware from smelling these constantly in the Sephora stores all the time that I just wasn't a huge fan of them. But again, spraying something casually in the mall versus like actually taking it home and like having time to get used to it and smelling it all the time is a different story. So I was wondering if maybe now that I've actually purchased it, it would grow on me, and sure enough, it didn't. So for example, the Forever in Love one, I've always really loved it when I tried it on in the store and when I would like put it on the little tester papers. This one, when you just put it on a tester paper or when you smell it straight from the bottle, it's definitely giving a very fruity, fresh smell, which I love fruity, fresh smells. Like I really like the Oh So Fresh by Marc Jacobs. That's kind of what it reminded me of. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. I love fruity fresh, and I low-key wanted the pink one because pink is my favorite color. But when it's on me, and as you guys know, if you're into fragrance, this goes for any perfume. That's why you gotta actually try it on your skin long term, because it definitely pulls in a very different way with my specific chemistry, I guess. Like on me personally, all that fruity freshness goes away, and it's kind of more like musky and kind of like almost coconutty. Yeah, it's just very like musky, and it's giving a very like, I hate to be offensive, but like kind of like old lady vibes. Like, I don't know, it just pulls really weird on me personally, and it smells nothing like it does in the bottle as it does on my skin. And even throughout the day as it oxidized, I just wasn't a huge fan of this on me. I mean, granted, I've only worn it for 1 day so far, but yeah, I just didn't like how it oxidized on me. The smell, yeah, it just pulls really musky on me. As for Endless Dreams, this one had the opposite effect. So whenever I smelled this one on the store or on tester papers, I found it to be way too like heavily berry-like and just musky. But once again, you gotta try it on yourself. Because yeah, on my actual skin, this one pulls really, really like vibrant and musky in like a really beautiful way. I'm actually like kind of loving this one and leaning more towards it. Again, I've only used these each once, so maybe over time I'll do an updated video, or I'll leave a pinned comment on like over time which one I prefer. But so far, like this pink one I prefer in the bottle, but the purple one I prefer on me. So my advice to you guys is definitely, if you have a Sephora near you, try them on your skin, not on those like little paper testers, because it's gonna totally pull different on your specific chemistry. I actually almost returned this set because that's how much I hated both of the scents at first, but I realized they're so small that it won't take too long to finish them. I can always gift them to my girlfriends as well. And you know, it's just so cute, and I don't know if it's limited edition or not, so I was like, I'm just gonna have them just to have them, because it's something that I always look at when I go to Sephora, and it's nice that I finally have it, even if they're in this super duper mini size. Again, that's why I love mini versions, it's just low commitment. So my overall final score of this gift set is about a 6.5 out of 10. I know that seems a little bit low. A lot of that is based on my personal preference, because I'm just not a huge fan of these scents. And as pretty and cute as they are, at the end of the day, these are scents, and the main point is to like the smell. So I'm just not crazy about the smell. However, I was generous and brought it up to 6.5 because I know that they're super duper beautiful. If you're a huge fan of coquette things, girly things, Loveshackfancy, bows, florals, it's just a beautiful thing to just have, you know? And for that reason, I think I will be keeping it. I'd recommend this set to you if you are a huge fan of super duper florally, sort of vintagey, very heavily like old lady vibes kind of perfume. I know that sounds so off-putting, but you know what I mean. Like that kind of vintage, floral, old-timey smell. It definitely doesn't give like a super like sleek, modern cologne-y type of vibe. So yeah guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. I truly hope that if these are popular, Loveshackfancy makes another gift set with like the blue and white ones, so that I can have all my cute little mini Loveshackfancy perfumes. I think that would be so cute. And please let me know in the comments down below if you guys have tried the Loveshackfancy perfumes and how you would rank them, which ones are your favorite and least favorite, etc. And thank you all so very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye! Love you guys!